made it to freedom. Here we go, a Friday morning in the heart of the 618. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show. RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere and everywhere you get this show from. Thanks for watching. We got a great one for all of you today. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we're going to be talking all things Super Sunday with Abundant Church. Then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to our friends over there at the Edwardsville Arts Center, and we're going to get the latest on Artini, which is a really fun event where you can get creative with some cocktails, and that's coming down the pipeline in a few short weeks, so we're going to get the latest. Then at 10:30, man, an event show today. We're talking to Hope Clinic over there in Glen Carbon because they're having a Glow Bingo event that's a big fundraiser for them, so we're going to get the latest on how we can support them. All that fun stuff in the 2 hours, and of course, you texted me, 618-759-7469. Let me know what you want to talk about, and or if you have any questions for anybody on the show today. We'll take you to top of the hour news now at 9:03. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and over 70,000 people. Yeah, 70,000 people in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to East St. Louis first. The Illinois State Police Division of Criminal Investigations Public Safety Enforcement Group announced on Thursday, the 1st of February, that it has arrested 33-year-old Brandon M. Lee of Belleville for first-degree murder, a Class M felony, in a fatal shooting at a East St. Louis barbershop. ISP agents were requested by the East St. Louis Police Department to assist with a homicide investigation that occurred at the barbershop in the 7400th block of State Street in East St. Louis. And here's what we know. On Thursday, February the 1st, Lee did turn himself in at the East St. Louis Police Department. The victim, 36-year-old Jabril Ross of East St. Louis, had been shot at the barbershop and later pronounced deceased. ISP said through a thorough investigation with the assistance from the East St. Louis Police Department, the case was presented to the St. Clair County State's Attorney James Gomerick. The above-mentioned charge was filed against Lee on January the 29th. No further information will be available at this time. Out of Granite City, the Illinois Department of Transportation did announce that repairs on eastbound Interstate 270 between Illinois 3 and Riverview Drive in Missouri will require lane closures starting, weather permitting, at 9 p.m. this evening, Friday, February the 2nd. One lane will always remain open, and all lanes will reopen by 5 a.m. for your Monday morning commute on February 5th. Motorists should expect delays and are encouraged to use alternate routes during this closure. Drivers are urged to reduce their speeds, be alert for changing conditions, and obey all construction signage, along with refraining from using your mobile device while approaching and traveling through the work zone. For IDOT District 8 updates, you can follow them on Twitter, or for that construction details on the Traveler's Information Map, you can find it on gettingaroundillinois.com. Out of Alton, Centerstone Fellowship House posted today it has openings for patients in the substance abuse disorder, OP, and detox withdrawal management and substance use disorders outpatient services. A statement from Centerstone: our treatment programs are structured to provide clients with basic tools to begin their recovery from SUD, develop the opportunity to explore their thoughts and feelings, and set personal goals. Our professional staff provided medically monitored detoxification for women and men, specialized men's residential rehabilitation program, and the SUD outpatient program. Insurance accepted are Illinois Medicaid or Illinois Medicaid managed care. Individuals with no insurance and no to low income may still be eligible. To start services at Centerstone Fellowship House, you can call 618-833-4456. That's 618-833-4456. My apologies. Out of East Alton, Wheeling released some additional information and comments from Wheeling CEO Dr. Erwin Marr, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, and more following the expansion for the landmark. On January 17th, Wheeling, a leading global supplier of high-quality copper and copper alloy solutions, announced its plans to make a landmark $500 million capital investment to re-equip, expand, and modernize its facility located in East Alton. The investment is subject to state approval and local incentives. The January 17th announcement is about leveraging Wheeling's more than 200-year history to build upon the 100-year history of our East Alton facility, said Greg Cowan, the president of Wheeland Road Products North America. I'm incredibly grateful to the governor, deputy governor Andy Minar, Senator Durbin, Senator Duckworth, Congresswoman Budzinski, the team at the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, Mayor Darren Carlton, and Madison County, who worked tirelessly to make this project a reality. This is a shining example of how public-private partnerships are intended to work. We will keep you updated as more details from that investment do emerge. Out of Edwardsville, Dan Brandon, content director, bringing us the latest. Edwardsville Police presented a $2,040 check donation recently to the Junior Service Club of Edwardsville, Glen Carbon. The police's good deed stems from the police department's no beard rule, which staff can get by donating to that fund that is totaled several times a year. The Glen Ed Pantry, Edwardsville Neighbors, Main Street Community Center, and the Stork Foundation are among past recipients. The Junior Service Club does so much for the community. You can see their compassionate handiwork at the RP Lumber Center and Township Park, just to name a few, the police department said in a statement. Thanks to Junior Service Club Representatives Maria and Megan for joining us for a check presentation. We are proud to serve our community in all sorts of ways. Out of Edwardsville, the Edwardsville Fire Department and Glen Carbon Fire Protection District will once again offer free CPR classes throughout the month of February to encourage as many people as possible to learn this life-saving technique. Start with the Heart will provide a series of weeknight and weekend opportunities to learn and practice the resuscitation techniques and other skills. Participants will attend one free 2-hour session. The first class will get underway on Saturday, tomorrow, February the 3rd, and be offered again on Tuesdays and Saturdays throughout the month of February. The free classes debuted in February of last year on the heels of a CPR success story in Edwardsville that led to commendations for members of the public and first responders. In 2022, both departments implemented and enhanced forms of CPR intended to boost the speed and efficiency of their response to cardiac incidents. One final bit of news for you today before we look at weather out of Alton. The Siteman Cancer Center, Alton Memorial Hospital, and Senior Services Plus are hosting a bingo lunch and learn at Senior Services Plus's Schoolhouse Grill on February the 27th from noon until 3 p.m. Here's what you need to know. The mission of this event is to promote preventative cancer screenings, but in a unique way. The passionate health professionals from Siteman and Alton Memorial are collaborating to share facts about lung cancer, screening eligibility through fun activities and conversation. The host will give a short and informative presentation along with a Q&A session for anyone with questions, followed by several rounds of bingo with exciting prizes and smaller giveaways. A free lunch will be available to those 60 and older. This presentation and bingo are free to attend. Registration ahead of time is not mandatory, but if you would like to register or you just want more information, contact Leslie Eberling, Marketing and Development Coordinator at SSP, by calling 618-465-3298, extension 123. Oh, let's take a look at weather today. It's 36 degrees. It feels like 34 out there. A morning shower in spots, otherwise mild with suns and clouds. Tonight, partly cloudy. We have a new feature over here. Let's pull up the Skycam where you can see downtown Alton and barely a little portion of Clark Bridge with that fog in the sky. Temperatures will reach 55 degrees today and drop down to 35 overnight with a 40% chance of rain. On Saturday, a high of 54, a low of 35 on Sunday. A spitting image of Saturday, a high of 54 and a low of 34 on Monday and Tuesday. Mid-50s to low 30s for the highs and lows on both of those dates. But right now, as it sits, it's 36 degrees. It feels like 34 for that Alton Skycam. In real time, you're seeing on your screen. You can head on over to RiverBender.com/weather. And for time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. Before I take a quick break, I do want to fill you in on Alton Little Theater. They only have like 7 tickets left for that Best of the Best of Country Love show that's coming up on the 10th and the 11th of February. On the 11th, there's only about 2 tickets left, but the ones that are going know that they will make it back in time for the big game. With that being said, Alton Little Theater has been busy the last couple of months, and it hasn't stopped. Coming up on February the 16th, 17th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Wait, there's more, the 24th, and matinees on the 18th and the 25th. This is the four-poster. This is going to be a really good show. I saw some of the preparation work while I was helping out at Alton Little Theater, and just a great performance by just two actors in this play that detail and really chronicle the 35-year marriage that they have. It's a really interesting performance. It's a great play, and I'm excited to be heading over there on February the 16th through the 25th. Now, tickets are cheap. Adults are $22. Youth, 17 and under, are $18. And you can get them in a multitude of ways by calling the box office at 462-3205. That's 618-462-3205. Or by just visiting them online, whether or not it's for the four-poster, or if you want to treat your special person in your life to that great date night for Valentine's Day with some chocolate and some wine, champagne, some great food that Alton Little Theater's preparing for that best of the best country love. There's only a handful left. Get them now. AltonLittleTheater.org. That's AltonLittleTheater.org. The time's 9:13 on this Friday morning. We'll take a quick pause in our daily show. We'll continue next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Have a lot of fun, putting trouble on the run. Man, you found the old and young, twisting the night away. Yeah, Tristan, everybody's feeling great.
Welcome back. 9:15 is the time on the second day of February. Pastor Joe Banks, Abundant Church.
What's
Super
going on,
Sunday.
CJ? Thanks for having me today.
Oh man, I'm excited. We were talking the other day about Super Sunday. What was wild is I had just added it to our community calendar and saw that you guys did and went, oh, they beat me to it. And then all the people that are really wanting to be a part of this, and it's such a great event. Really, where you aren't out in the bar or anything like that. You can be around fellowship, your family, and just enjoy some great activities and fun.
Yeah, really to set up what Super Sunday is all about is, something really unique and really special is happening at our church, at Abundant Church. For a church that is really well established in the community.
Oh, yeah.
It started 110 years ago.
Has it really been that long?
1913 is when Abundant Church started. It's gone through some different name changes, but same group of people all throughout that time. We still have some people that were there on our history wall and things like that. They're still in the congregation. It's really cool to see. Wow. They were like babies and children then. But, what's been really cool is over the last 2 years, a church that is well established like that, it's been really cool to see the uniqueness that the baton has been handed really to the next generation, And so, myself, I got a young family, 3 kids. I'm in my mid-30s. Our executive pastor has a young family, mid-30s. We just brought in all new staff that are next generation, one from Alaska, one from Dallas, Texas, our kids pastor. And so really it's cool to see that baton handed and people are responding.
Well, and that's a common concern for a lot of parishes and a lot of organizations in general is who's going to take the reins for that next generation. And especially when you have such a storied history in a community. I mean, that's a pretty tall responsibility, but it seems like all of you have really adapted and ran with it.
Yeah, it can be really difficult for a church to get set in their tradition, in their ways, in their preferences, of how they like things. But it's been unique and special to see that baton handed, and people are responding. We've grown by 150 people in just the last 5 months, and it's mostly young families, young adults, millennials, and it's super cool to see what's happening.
What do you accredit that to?
I see that a lot where a lot of churches, I'd say a lot of them are a lot like Shivers ice cream, right? And that means every church has its own flavor. Everyone likes their own flavor type of deal. And so there's a lot to choose from. There's a lot to pick from. And especially even the road that we're on in Humbert, it's almost like car dealership for churches, right?
That's
there's like
true.
17 different churches there.
True.
So it's like, how do people figure out, what church they want to go to? And on the other hand, churches are a lot like dentist's office, where I feel like inwardly people understand I should probably go. Yeah. I know it would be good for me, but there's apprehension. And when I actually go, am I going to be drilled? You know what I mean? Is something going to happen?
No, that's true, yeah.
And so what I really attribute it to, first and foremost, I think it's a spiritual thing. I think God is drawing people in for sure. But I also believe that there's a lot of instability in our country. There's a lot of instability just in our land, even hearing the news today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are looking for stability. And a lot of that has to do with truth. You know what I mean? That in a sea of misinformation and people not really knowing what to believe, that when they hear truth that's presented in a loving way, they're responding to it. But then at the same time, young families don't want to be isolated. You know what I mean? It's hard to go through life with a young family alone. And so they're seeing all these young families come to our church and they're starting to establish roots together and they're doing things together. And it's been really special and unique.
Well, that's a huge point too. I mean, there's so many times where someone young, maybe in their 20s, starts a family and their friends are still out having a good old time. But, we can't just hang around them all the time. We got kids, and how do we build our village that's, a supportive one for our child, for us, and then, of course, our faith. And it seems like at Abundant, you've checked all 3 boxes.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so what we're really wanting to do with Super Sunday is we're wanting to show the community in a way, and also because churches can be like a dentist office where there's a lot of apprehension. I don't know what I'm getting into and what's going to happen. We want to disarm it as much as possible, with just a fun thing, you know what I mean? Where families can be excited. Hey, they're just doing some Super Bowl fun stuff, you know what I mean? A dad's like, I can go win a Blackstone grill or a big TV, and really disarm people to what can bring a lot of apprehension and allow them to come in and experience what's going on at our church.
Well, that's such a big thing, too, because I think so many times, and, as someone that, still goes to St. Mary's, and not as much as I need to or want to, but there's always that apprehension of what am I going to be sold, and that's kind of for a common everyday person that's not used to practicing faith or is kind of apprehensive about it, to have something where you can let your hair down, you aren't going to be pestered, you can just go enjoy, win a grill, win some TVs, let your kids have fun. There's no stress in that.
Yeah, I mean, we try to be as close to what Jesus actually designed for the church to be. Throughout history, throughout time, we can really change things the way that they're meant to be.
For sure.
And when you really study the New Testament and see what Jesus wanted the church to be built on, which was the confession that he is the Messiah, he is the Savior, and then everything else that comes together, we try to be as close to what that really looks like. And Jesus was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? He told a lot of jokes. He had a good time, and he had a lot of friends that he brought in close to him. But he also gave people purpose. And a time where we live, I believe if people can find their purpose, their God-given purpose, it unlocks a whole new level of fulfillment that they're looking for everywhere else.
I've said it that's 100%. I've said it on this soapbox day after day. Is that's the biggest issue? Is it's not really we're bad people. It's just there's not a lot of purpose in a lot of our lives, and once you find it, whether or not it's in faith, whether or not it's in that job that you've been praying for, or just trying to figure out your way in life, once you find it, it seems like it's a night and day shift.
Yeah, it really unlocks a whole lot. And so we have specific programs that we do to help people do that. And we're very, we say a lot of things like, because of Jesus, we are family, but we actually have a way to make that happen for people so they're not falling through the cracks. And so what we really like also is leveraging technology, like you're doing here with the show, And so what we do is understanding that people have apprehension before they walk in the doors physically. We give them an opportunity to be in the building digitally, right?
Yeah.
And that's just our website. That's what we call the digital front door, that you can get on abundant.church anytime you want. You get to see what kind of worship we do. It's very lively, exciting, passionate, you know what I mean? You get to see the type of preaching that I do. I believe in verse by verse. We just preach the word of God. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of like self-help stuff like 10 steps to the better you. No, it's like we preach what Jesus said and we try to apply it to our lives. And so you can really get a lot of answers by watching us online. That will take away some of that apprehension as well.
Another question I have for you, just as we're talking about this, a lot of times it seems like it's not really apprehension to the faith; it's apprehension of being involved in a loving group.
Yeah.
It's receiving the love and the time. Do you see that in a lot of in some of your instances where maybe if someone comes in and they go, "Hey, this is wonderful," but it's scary to kind of feel the embrace of a group at times for people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And even more in the digital age where people are getting less and less connected face-to-face like we are, and they control their conversations through text messaging where they can respond when they want. They can edit what they say before they hit send, It's only increased that social anxiety that people have. But what we understand is that's actually an incredible way for people to really grow through that and understand that there is an enemy, there is an adversary, there is spiritual darkness, and they want us to be isolated and alone. And so the way we build systems for people to get connected, you know what I mean? And they're just not trying to find their own way.
Right.
But when they walk in our doors physically, we have a lot of processes that help them get connected to take away some of that anxiety that comes with it.
Absolutely. And as we're talking Super Sunday, which is your opportunity, if you haven't been in the doors yet or been able to knock on that digital front door, you can step on in a different setting and just have some really great experiences. Now, take me through how this is set up. We have a service at 9. And then a service at 11, correct?
Yeah, the idea behind it is we do 2 services on a Sunday morning. They're identical services, right? Identical worship, identical preaching, and things like that. So it's just because we're a larger church, we need 2 services. That's really the
a good problem to have
behind that. Absolutely. And so what we want to do is, in disarming that apprehension, we're just creating some fun stuff around our services. So we're not trying to hoodwink people of come to Super Sunday and you get caught by a message from Jesus. You know what I mean? No, it's like, no, it's you're going, we have services, and we're not changing what that looks like. We're not trying to trick anybody what Super Sunday is. We're very open, honest, and transparent. We're just trying to help people find an easier way to jump into and just see what's going on and break that digital wall, come physically,
Yeah.
And so what that's going to look like is before and after each service, about a half hour before the 9 a.m., all the way after, in between our services, and then after the 11 a.m., we're just going to have a lot of football stuff, There's going to be a fun, blow-up tunnel that you get to run through, and kids will enjoy that a lot. We'll be giving away a lot of tailgate food, hot dogs, pretzels, popcorn, for our kids specifically, because I got a 9-year-old son. He's all football all the time.
Is he really? Okay, I was going to ask you.
He's so excited about it. We got little, footballs that every kid's going to get, and they're going to be doing some NFL drills like in our kids' services, because we have services just for children, services just for adults, and so they'll be having their own fun experience during the 9 and 11 service, and we're doing some giveaways just for fun, a Blackstone Grill, TV.
Yeah, only a Blackstone Grill and a TV.
Yeah,
nothing.
Nah. You got to have something to watch the big game later on in the day, right?
That's right.
And so we want to help with that. But then, so the fun around the services, and then we want to invite people into the service and say, hey, you're here, check it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Check out the live music, see what we're all about, and we hope that they like what they see.
And now, how long is that service?
We're usually about 75 minutes, so an hour and 15 minutes.
That's nice.
We really have about 3 or 4 songs of. There's some fun songs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some slow songs. It's worship type of stuff. and then we do some announcements, hey, this is what's going on, and then I preach, you know what I mean? And I really believe in preaching the word of God, like I said, and then we have a prayer time at the end where if anyone wants prayer, you know what I mean, that we can pray for them. But yeah, it's about 75 minutes long.
Really cool. And on top of that, a great way to really bring the family together too. I mean, just it's not very often where you get those family-oriented events anymore. And I'm not picking on anybody because I manage the calendar. There's some great stuff, but just to be able to bring the family, do something fun where you can all wear your favorite team's jersey and go and have and explore your faith and win a grill, win a TV, but just enjoy the Sunday morning like it was meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, being married to a young mom myself, you know what I mean? She's always looking at RiverBender, like where's the young kid events that I can take my kids to, and so that's why we want it to be it's free. Yeah. We don't want to charge anyone for it. We're not hoodwinking anyone about it. No. It's just we're very clear, and we want people to have something they can go to that's safe for their kids, that's fun for their children, but it also speaks to adults too. It doesn't feel like a kid event. This is a family event where we feel like men will be reached, women will be reached, kids will be reached. Families will come together, and it's going to be really cool.
Have you seen, and I want to keep talking, I just got to pay a quick bill, but before we do that, have you seen, maybe a family that had a grandmother or grandfather that went to a different church, but maybe because they want their family to experience, their faith together, they start making that transition? Does that happen?
Oh, I've seen that. In my 15 years of ministry, I've seen over and over and over again, moms and dads and grandmas will follow where the youth and kids want to be. They do. They're like, my kids love it there, and that's where we're going to go. And so that's why we've gone all in on the next generation. We actually just launched what we're calling 100 Days of Faith, where we are going to pour about $250,000 or more in just updating our youth and kids areas, because we want them to be the best areas for our youth and children, to where they want to come in and they want to be a part of what's going on, and find, students need that connection even more, that like-minded people who are grounded in their faith that can hold each other well, and children as well.
Well, that's so important, because I've said it time and time again, this generation, and mine too, it's just we're looking at influencers. We see the person on social media or Snapchat that's posting they're in a private jet that's not theirs. They didn't even rent it. They were just a part of the fight, But we start living vicariously through those social media channels, and it gets people into a lot of trouble. And then you can have a community, a village around you that like-minded adults or young adults, teenagers that really have that same ideology and same philosophy on life even. That's a huge incentive.
Yeah, we make it really simple. We just call it Redwood Faith. Gotcha. And the idea behind Redwood Faith is the redwood trees out on the West Coast. They're the tallest, they're the biggest, they're the 500 to 700 years old on average. The oldest one that is still alive is 2,200 years old. So you'd think their roots must go incredibly deep to stay up, but they don't. Their secret is how shallow and connected their roots are together. They grow close together so that when the winds come in, the storms come in, their roots that are intertwined together, quite literally, they hold each other down. And so that's the type of culture we're trying to create in our church, is where we grow roots that are connected to one another, that when hard things come in, we're holding each other down as we're weathering these storms culturally and in our world. And that's from our seniors all the way down to our kiddos, that we're trying to create that Redwood Faith connection.
Absolutely. We got to take a quick break, but Dan Brannon did plant the first redwood tree. 9:30 is the time. 9:30 is the time. We'll take a quick pause. We'll come back, talk more about Super Sunday and Abundant Church. You can follow along online at abundant.church. That's abundant.church.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Oh, 9:33. Welcome back. Second day of February, Super Sunday. You see it on your screen on the 11th of February at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Those are the 2 services, but the fun doesn't stop there. 30 minutes before and after, you can have some really great activities for the kids, some chance to win some great prizes. Fill me in on this a little bit more. So you have some running exercises like NFL training camp stuff, correct?
Yeah, so a couple of different experiences. You know, there's experiences when you walk in, like through tunnels and tailgates and food and all of that when you come in. You know, it's kind of like the stadium type of feel.
Yeah.
And then when you get on the inside, we got some different experiences for, you know, one area for kids just to run some fun drills and catch some footballs and do some fun things like that. And then we got an area in our cafe space right at the front of our church. We're doing a field goal challenge, and so anyone can get up there and kick a field goal, and if they get it, they'll get a gift card, and so that'll be fun for them. And
have you tested it out?
Not yet. We're setting it up this week. But confident I'll be able to kick it. You know, I got to set the standard.
That's
set
the formula
goal for people to beat. You know, but then we just, you know, we want to create an irresistible experience as well. So we've ordered a whole bunch of, you know, green turf we're putting everywhere on our platform.
Really
a
cool.
lot of us are decked out in jerseys, and so that's going to be the experience that people have when it comes to some of those games and stuff like that.
I just love it. And now take me through your 15 years in ministry, because you are recently arrival at Abundant Church. What led you here?
Yeah, we got voted in by the membership body August of last year. So it's been just about 5 or 6 months for us here. And so our journey is really, I feel like, a nomad in a way, how the Lord's kind of taken us all over. I grew up in central Pennsylvania, where Penn State University is, Joe Paterno, Beaver Stadium, all of that, and left at 18 to go to college in Missouri in Springfield, Central Bible College, and got married there, and then started my ministry journey full time. I was in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas area for a little bit, and that was a beast of its own.
Yeah,
people really love their flag in Texas and their brisket, and so spent some time there. Then we actually came to this area. My wife and I, we were the youth pastors in Jerseyville for about 4 years. That's actually where my wife is from.
Okay.
So she grew up in Jerseyville, and so we spent about 4 years there, and then we started south. And so the Lord took us to right outside of Atlanta, Georgia for almost 8 years. And so did ministry there in different churches, and then eventually I was a state director over all the youth ministries in the state of Georgia, running their camps and running their conventions, and it was so much fun because we really do love the next generation and believe in them. Mm-hmm. And then out of Georgia, we spent some time in Minnesota, and that was wild. We went from...
Okay, yeah, you can't go from Georgia to negative 14 in the winter.
And that was... We left the week after Christmas, right?
Oh, no.
We moved, and we went from 95 degrees in sunny Georgia, and we just kept going north and north on our drive, and when we arrived, the night we moved in, I'm not making this up, negative 30 degrees.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was like,
way.
where did you bring us here? And so, but we loved it. Minnesota was awesome. They call it Minnesota nice up there, the people, and the warmth of the people made up for the coolness of the temperatures. You know what I mean?
What I think's great, I don't know if you did that up there or saw someone, but I had soccer a bunch up in Minnesota and Wisconsin whenever I was traveling. And those folks were in a hot tub and pouring snow into their hot tub. Like, get out of here.
Oh, they're a whole different breed. Even for our kids, when we send them to school, we're thinking 32 or below, you're staying inside.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're like, no, if it's 0, if it's 1 degree, your kids are going outside to play, at recess during school and stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
They embrace their cold, that's for sure. And then, so then after, 15 years of moving around, our heart that eventually, my wife and I felt called to lead a church, not just to be on staff, but to lead one. And the Lord gave us that opportunity here at Abundant Life Church. And so it's been really exciting. It's kind of near my wife's hometown. So, Nana's right up the road for our kids. And so that brings us a little bit more grounding for stability for our family as well. And because of our time in Illinois about 10 years ago, we always knew that in our fellowship, Abundant Church is really well known in our fellowship, the Assemblies of God. And so the opportunity to lead it is truly incredible, and we couldn't be more excited.
Well, and take me through the dynamics of the relationship while you're leading the church too, because I'm sure that there's so many benefits to that, and really growing together while you're still collaborating. I'm sure leading the next generation and doing what you're doing the last couple of months. Have you seen that and noticed it?
Yeah, it's been awesome to see. Some of the students that were in our youth ministry 10 years ago, they're grown up now.
That's what I would, that's
and,
cool.
And they've got kids now. And,
nice.
And this past Sunday, one of the couples, they just became members of our church. And so to see, the ministry that we had in the area 10 years ago, we're seeing some fruit of that now as well. And even adults that were part of our church are some of them are now coming down here too. And so that's been really cool. But then that also, because of the time that we spent in next generation ministry, we believe people are responding to that well here too, that it's not just about adults, but we've got to pass our faith on and the strength of it to our youth and to our children and strengthen the whole family, because the families are absolutely being broken down here in our country. There are more kids growing up without dads in our country than those who have a dad. And the reality is that's a challenge for kids. It just is.
Yeah, it is.
And so what we want to do is strengthen the families that still have dads, but then also be that family for those who don't have a dad, and that we're helping give them that stability in really an unstable world.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I mean, you even take it a step further, some that are being raised by other relatives and never have had that mother or even that motherly connection too. And it's great to know that that's really what you guys are here for, in a way, is to be that person and to be that pillar that's desperately needed for that young child.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whenever you're going through your services, how important is it for you to kind of, understand the I don't want to say demographic, but the different generations that are in your church? Because I'm sure there's always a generational barrier somewhere when you're trying to get messaging out. Do you experience that, or at Abundant, is it such a tight-knit and such a seamless group that it doesn't really matter what generation we're talking to?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Every church is full of imperfect people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
And so we have our challenges, but the beauty behind our church, it is multi-generational.
Yeah.
We have a lot of seniors. We even do a senior service on Wednesday mornings at 10:30 that we actually kick it back. We do some hymns for them, testimonies, kind of old school.
Nice.
We feed them a lunch. And so, we love every generation.
Yeah.
And so the seniors also come on Sunday mornings as well. So what we're able to see is, because we have seniors, we got baby boomers, we got millennials, we got every generation in our church, but we're all pulling the same direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've tried to take, hey, this is not about our preference. This is about, we're on mission, and our mission is to help people know that there's a God who loves them, has given them a purpose in their life, and that they'll find more fulfillment in that than anything else that they'll put their faith in. And so when people have vision and they're all going the same way, there's not as much church drama and preference stuff that happens. But we're also, what's beautiful is not only multi-generational, we're diverse as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we see people of every ethnicity coming to our church and finding their place in that as well. And that's the beauty of the body of Christ, when you see every generation, you see multi-ethnic, you see all of that coming together. It really paints a beautiful picture of what heaven will look like, because people on every continent are worshiping God, you know what I mean, and worshiping the Lord. And I've been there. I've been to Africa over 10 times. I've been to the Middle East. I've been to South America. I've been all over the world. And those experiences, seeing people, hey, we're all singing the same songs, we're all preaching the same word, and that's where you really say, hey, we're part of something way bigger than just ourselves.
That, and I could only imagine whenever that realization hits you while you're traveling. I mean, that's got to be a beautiful thing in itself too.
Yeah. There's also just that reality that, you know, I've seen some crazy things. You know what I mean?
Right.
Absolutely crazy things that show us that there's a spiritual realm that's pushing back.
Absolutely. And just getting back to Super Sunday, which is the big shaboozy coming up on February the 11th. How long did it take you guys to put this all together? Because this isn't your Mother's Sunday experience here,
There's no doubt. Just starting in August, there's a lot, with that 2-year transition, handing the baton over, then us coming in August, there's no doubt. Something that I'm very forward about, even to our church now, is, hey, we're building the plane as we fly it. You know what I mean? We're just like, we're going to get this sucker up and we're going to start flying it, but we don't have everything together. We're trying to build things along. And so really this is a pivot that Abundant Church used to do what was called Family Fest. It was a big, huge circus type of thing. Not circus, but carnival.
Yeah, carnival,
you know what
for
I mean?
sure,
All across our land and stuff. But, people had to pay to come to it. And we as a church, we would actually pay it down. We'd invest about $20,000 to $25,000 just to get the tickets lower. But we're bringing in, carnival people, and they want their cut. And so we invested a lot of money to have that event for our community, but I did not love the idea of people having to pay to come on our campus.
Yeah.
To me, that's just a little yuck for me, because I want people to be able to come and everything's free. You know what I mean? And so we're pivoting around that as well to say, hey, we want to do the same thought line of like community events, but they're free, but also we want people to, at the same time, experience what we're all about. You know what I mean? Right. And so that's really how it all came together, and we're building it as we're flying. And we used to do this in Minnesota as well. So
so you're prepared.
We're kind of bringing what we did in Minnesota to Alton. That's for sure.
That's really cool. And as we're talking here, I just wanted to ask you a couple more questions on Super Sunday before we take a quick pause. You don't have to register or anything like that, because I know that those are always some frequently asked questions. Children of all ages, newborns even, if you have a newborn?
Yeah, we've got a great nursery, pre-K area. I've got a 9-month-old, so I get it. Our kids go in there, you know what I mean? Because we want people, when they come into the service, it's hard for me to be holding my little girl sitting in there, and I'm not getting anything out of the service because I'm managing my child. And so that's why we have background checked, trained professionals that are handling children, that you can feel confident and safe in that for sure. And it's going to be good.
One last question before we get back to the event. Out of all the years and different places you've been, what makes Abundant Church so special, Abundant Life?
Yeah, I think what it makes us special is we're not a funeral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Many churches you walk in, you're like, who died? You know what I mean? And that's the crazy part, is our faith is about a God who came wrapped in human flesh. Yes, he died, but he didn't stay dead. He came back to life. You know what I mean? And so our God's not dead. He's still alive, and he's still working, and we're seeing healings happening. We're seeing powerful things happening. And so I think the mark of our church is that our God's alive, and so we're very alive too, not only in our atmosphere and our worship and our preaching and our response time, but our people have life to them, and there's a vibrancy, because there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of depression in our world, but when they're latching onto something lively, I think that's what marks us. And I forgot to answer that other question. No, like, when you don't got to register to come to our church. Cool. You know what I mean? If you want to win a prize, you can fill out a quick form just so we know like who to actually call on.
Right, that's true.
But it's not one of those things where we're going to hound you for information and stuff like that.
Like email addresses and stuff.
We got to know how to hand out a Blackstone. So give us your name so we can call on your name.
And you got to get that TV in your house somehow,
right.
Pastor Joe, one last time, if you could fill us in on Super Sunday and that overview elevator pitch, if you could, because there's a lot of stuff going on. We had to talk for this long because that's how much there really is on Sunday.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be a super fun event for all ages, for your kids, for adults, and it's just, we got 2 Sunday services that we want you to experience who we are, what we're all about, and so we've created fun atmosphere around our services with NFL games and NFL food and atmospheres, but ultimately you get to experience our services as well. So it's open to anyone, everyone. Come check us out, and it's going to be a great, great morning.
Anytime you want to come back on, you're more than welcome to. I really appreciate your time. I hope to see you there because everything's, getting ready. Hot dogs are starting to get grilled. That water's starting to get a little bit warmer. Now the only thing left's you. So head on over to Super Sunday at Abundant Church on the 11th day of February. Services at 9 and 11. Pastor Joe, thank you so much, sir.
Yes, CJ, I appreciate it.
Now, before we take a quick break, a little bit of business. As you guys know, we started a brand new campaign with Centerstone as they're launching their substance use disorder treatment campaign. And this is really important to us here at RiverBender. Twice a month, we're going to be talking to substance use disorder experts and talking about the resources that are available at Centerstone and throughout the county and the region. So if you are somebody that's looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery, a life free from addiction is truly possible. And it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone's a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages, because it can happen at any time. With a commitment to delivering care that changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices and treatment programs. So it means the recovery plan is based on the latest science, not something that's just been repeated over and over again. With so many unknowns in the road to recovery, one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will be a constant guiding force for you on your journey. Addiction can happen to anyone. So can recovery. Start working toward your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org, recoverwithus.org, or by calling 1-877-HOPE-123.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good. You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Our daily show continues on this Friday morning. I just wanted to... My apologies, guys. This weather stuff is really starting to get to me. I I wanted to talk a little bit more about the interview I did and just talk about the write-up as well. County Chairman candidate Chris Lesser and current County Treasurer did appear on The Daily Show, and we discussed a multitude of issues ranging from economic development, property taxes, and, of course, the lingering trash issue, which has been talked about more and more. He visited with me on The Daily Show recently. The other candidate for the chairman position, incumbent Chairman Prenzler, will be interviewed soon on the show, and we'll also have stories that detail those conversations too. At RiverBender.com, we value fairness. We value a platform where people can come on and say what they have to say. You will very rarely see me push back on anybody. The reason being is it's not my decision. It's not my place to start arguing, because it's just not who I am. I think that's what's wrong with national news today, is that we have so many experts that come on and try to third party, a conversation instead of just having it be with the people that it should be with, and that's the two candidates. So Madison County Chairman candidate Chris Lesser, the incumbent county treasurer, gets many visits from patrons to his office about property taxes. Many want reform in this area, and if he's elected, he plans to make this a top priority. Here's his quote. "We've had to expand the tax base, so don't have to increase property taxes," Lesser said. He also said adding more manufacturing and business to the area would help regarding those taxes. He said, "I feel we have missed some opportunities with economic development." Slesser will converse more on the county and economic development in our next write-up. Slesser said pension funding is very heavily reliant on property tax dollars, and schools are also heavily reliant on them too. Slesser had publicly spoken that he admires some of the work done in Indiana to reduce property taxes and would like to see something similar done in Illinois. "We don't have mountains or beaches, and we are losing retirees because of our high property taxes," he said. The county chairman candidate said for years property taxes in Illinois were rigged because of previous House Speaker Mike Madigan, who was Speaker for 35 to 40 years. He was also a property tax appeals lawyer, Slesser said. Slesser believes with Madigan out, there is more potential for Illinois to have property tax reform, and said if he's elected chairman, he would make that one of his prime points to lobby for the changes. Slesser explained that Indiana did a comprehensive study and determined the problem that was school funding was too reliant on property taxes. They did the math and determined if sales tax was raised by 1%, it would be enough to fund the day-to-day operations of the schools and local police and fire pensions. He also added that the math might not exactly work the same in Illinois, but he's a big proponent of changing the overall funding of property taxes and would work with officials statewide in this matter. He also said it's important to develop a more comprehensive economic development plan within cities in the county so they aren't competing against each other. With more cooperation with cities, it benefits every community, he said. Madison County is much like the city of Alton and its wards with several cities, and Slesser said one of his goals is to make sure cities are working well together within the county. A final quote from Slesser in this portion of our coverage. "I would like to develop an economic development plan that is more regional. On Friday, we will release more about the economic development and attracting new businesses to the county in a story from my Our Daily Show interview." And I want to thank Treasurer Slesser for his time, but please note, like I just said before I started reading this article off, is that we are going to be talking to Chairman Prenzler soon. We don't play favorites here, fair and balanced, and that's really how we want to do this, is an open way, a transparent way where you at home get to decide on how you feel. You don't have me telling you how you should feel. Again, what I think is really wrong in media today. We're coming up on the top of the hour, but there is some developing news. This happened yesterday, and so many were weighing in and wondering. Out of Jerseyville, a school bus did collide head-on with a tree on Illinois Route 16 between Cherry Lane and Range Lane in Jersey County yesterday, February the 1st. The bus was not occupied by any students. The driver was airlifted out of a precautionary measure, with an apparent broken ankle. Jersey County Sheriff Nick Mann said the female driver was conscious and alert when she was flown out, and there were no kids on the bus. Mann said the road was blocked in that area for about 45 minutes while the woman was transported from that scene. The bus is likely totaled, Mann said. The entire front end of the bus was destroyed. Thankfully, No one was on it at that time. Sheriff Manns did thank the Jerseyville Fire Department, the Jersey Community Hospital Ambulance, the Survival Flight, and Jersey Community School District 100 for assisting the Jersey County Sheriff in its crash response. Before I take a quick pause and we do top of the hour news, there's so many things that are really happening, here at RiverBender, and we're doing some great work. I just wanted to, point out, when I was over and not working here, even when I was working, down the road, I always thought there was like 400 people that worked at RiverBender.com, and I just want to give a big shout out to the team because, with a team of less than 10, we're able to accomplish what the big boys are doing on the Big Four and national conglomerate media, and I think it's really incredible. I'm just so glad to be a part of this team. And this time I just wanted to fill you in on some of the opportunities because, whether or not you have an event going on, whether or not you're a business trying to get your name out there, whether or not, you're just an individual that has some important, stuff that you want to get rid of or sell in classifieds, there's a bunch of opportunities that await you. There's a reason that RiverBender.com is the #1 source for news in this area. Unlike what others say, you look at the numbers and they don't lie. And be a part of it because we're always going to be there to help you. But if you ever want to get more eyes on what you're working on and maybe want to use one of our services, we have tons of services, whether it's with video commercials that you see every day, our extended network where we can get you on all the big news stations and news channels like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC on their website, and doing some analytic campaigns, whether or not it's SEO management, website building. This team upstairs is incredible. I wouldn't be able to be here without their support and their talent, just talent in general. And what I love is everything we do here at RiverBender, everything, it's here in-house. We don't third-party it out. We don't have to go, okay, here, let me take care of that for you. Hold. Hey, so I have a client on the phone, and they want to know how I need to work this. We can handle it here. We're an in-house team, a local team for you. We're your daily dose of local, whether it's for news, sports, or for business. RiverBender.com is here for you. Visit sales.riverbender.com. That's sales.riverbender.com to find all the opportunities that await you if you want to get your name out there. And if you want to come on the show, it's always free, and you can reach out at cj@riverbender.com, cj@riverbender.com, and we'll keep growing together. 9:58 is the time on the second day of February. We'll take a quick pause, and our daily show continues in the top of the hour. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
My peace of mind was you make me feel. You make me feel. You make me feel like a natural woman. When my
10:03, welcome back. Just love Aretha Franklin. Top of the hour news on this second day of February. We'll take you to Hamburg first. 2 Hamburg residents in Calhoun County have been arrested after a methamphetamine investigation. Dan Brannon brings us the latest. On January the 27th at 9:30 p.m., law enforcement officials from the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, Pike County Sheriff's Department, and the Illinois Department of Natural Resources Conservation Police executed a court-authorized search warrant at a residence on the 400th block of Porcupine Lane, Hamburg, Calhoun County, in reference to an ongoing methamphetamine investigation. Subsequent to the execution of that search warrant, methamphetamine and methamphetamine-related drug paraphernalia were located and seized. William J. Parkinson, age 36, of Hamburg, was arrested on the following offenses: unlawful possession of methamphetamine, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, causing child to be endangered. 2 counts. Additionally charged, Ariel Parkinson, age 27, of Hamburg, was arrested on the following offenses: unlawful possession of methamphetamine, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, and causing child to be endangered. 2 counts on that charge. Both suspects were arrested without incident and transported to the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office, as is now required under the provision of House Bill 3653. Parkinsons were booked and released with a notice to appear at a later date at the Calhoun County Courthouse. Calhoun County Sheriff's Office was assisted in this investigation by the Illinois Conservation Police, the Pike County Sheriff, and the Illinois Department of Family Services. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office reminds citizens to report suspicious activity occurring in their neighborhood to the Sheriff's Office or Two Rivers Crime Stoppers. Please note, as always, all suspects innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The Illinois Department of Transportation announced repairs on eastbound 270 between Illinois 3 and Riverview Drive will require lane closure starting, weather permitting, at 9 p.m. this Friday night, the second day of February. One lane will always remain open, and all lanes will be reopened by 5 a.m. on Monday, February 5th. Out of Alton, Centerstone Fellowship House posted it has openings for patients in SUD, OP, and detox withdrawal management and substance use disorders outpatient services. A statement from Centerstone: our treatment programs are structured to provide clients with basic tools to begin their recovery from SUD, develop the opportunity to explore their thoughts and feelings, and set personal goals. Our professional staff provides medically monitored detoxification for women and men, specialized men's residential rehabilitation program, and SUD outpatient program. Insurance insurances accepted are Illinois Medicaid or Illinois Medicaid Managed Care. Individuals with no insurance or no to low income may be eligible. To start your services at Centerstone Fellowship House, call 618-833-4456. Out of Edwardsville Police presented a $2,040 check and a donation recently to the Junior Service League Club of Edwardsville Glen Carbon. Here's what we know. The police's good deeds stem from the police department's no beard rule, which staff can get by donating to that fund that is totaled several times a year. The Junior Service Club does so much for the community. You can see their compassionate handiwork at the RP Lumber Center and Township Park, just to name a few, the police department said in a statement. Thanks to Junior Service League representatives Maria and Megan for joining us for a check presentation. We are proud to serve our community in all sorts of ways. At 10:07, let's take a quick check of weather. It's 37 and it feels like 37 out there today. Mild with maybe some sun and a lot of clouds tonight. Partly cloudy. Temperatures will reach 56 degrees today, drop down to 36 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, we can expect a high of 55, a low of 35, no rain in the forecast, and partly sunny skies. On Sunday, a high of 54, a low of 30, and then on Monday, we're looking at a high of 53, only sun in the sky on the 5th day of February, and a low of 29 as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 53 and a low of 36. For this Alton sky cam where you can now see Clark Bridge from the fog. Earlier this morning, if you guys were still tuned in, you saw we couldn't even see the bridge. Now skies are starting to part, and it's making way for a nice Friday morning in the heart of the 618. For time and temperature throughout the day, you give this phone number a ring, 618-465-4545, this time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. And for always updates on the weather around the clock, RiverBender.com. Get over here, /weather. Before I do take a quick pause, we are going to be talking all things Artini, and I'm excited because we normally only have one Zoom guest. I think we have two today. We'll find out. This is a really fun event and a really fun way to get the community together. You know, Hainer Library does that too, and that's something that no one can say enough about, is Hainer Library's commitment to bringing people together, whether or not it's for the community sewing project event that they're doing this weekend, or just the ways that they bring families together when they research their history and their genealogy. There's so many opportunities that Hainer's really a part of that really do pull us together, whether or not it's pulling a brother, sister together because, man, we got to get this science project done, but we can't tell mom because it was due 2 weeks ago, but they said we could do it still. Go to the Library of Things, get that item you need to get your project completed, and that way you're creating memories and bringing families together in a different way too, whether or not it's because of their wonderful, and I mean wonderful events, their amazing staff, their dedicated volunteers. There's a reason that Hainer Library is the best at what they do. I am so glad to call them a partner, and I'm so glad to be talking about them right here on RiverBender.com. You can hang out with Mary Cordes and I on the first and last Monday of each month with Beyond the Shelves with Hainer Library, or to stay up to date around the clock, HainerLibrary.org. That's HainerLibrary.org. Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Timber!
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Arms are mine. They are lonely.
This is the first time I can honestly say we have had two Zoom guests on the same call, and we'll see how it goes. I love Artini. Beth Brown couldn't make it today, but we have Colette Portiker. Did I get it close? Colette, close?
Yep,
close. Good. Now let's bring you on the screen. And, of course, we also are joined by Carolyn Tidball, correct? Did I get the last name right? Good. Well, normally I botch something to start the interview, so I always like to make sure I'm doing something okay, you know? Zoom interview now, picture in picture with Colette and with Carolyn. Folks, how are we doing today? Artini is such a really fun event. This is something I was seeing the description of and thought, what a unique way to really just get into the spirit of, you know, some libations and really just have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's our second year of doing Artini, and it's a really, really fun event. We've challenged 8 of the best restaurants in the area to make a cocktail inspired by a work of art. And all of the drinks are going to be made using Witness Distillery. They're our presenting sponsor. They have vodka, rum, and whiskey. And we just really, really had a lot of fun the first year, and we're excited to bring this into a bigger and better venue and just have a lot of fun with it.
Did the first run of this go really well? Because I heard a lot of people enjoyed this.
It did. It really did. It was just, I keep saying fun, but It's just very fun to have a competition and, have drinks involved with it, and fun to see how the restaurants kind of
Well, it's the creativity, that's to me is what I think so cool about this, because I was just thinking, how really creative some of these restaurants can get with some of these cocktails. And just right off the bat, year one, take me through some of the more creative ones that you saw, because that's what I think makes this so much fun for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah. We have one that is from Peel Wood-Fired Pizza. It's going to be a bourbon, I think they called it a bourbon washed cocktail, and it's got a piece of bacon as a garnish, and it looks really cool. But yeah, there just were a lot of different creative drinks. Last time we had Artini Musali's Prime, they won the cocktail competition, but they were really just extravagant with the garnishes and just, making a lot of the things on site. And it's just really impressive to see how creative they can be, and that creating cocktails is really an art in itself.
Well, and Carolyn, on top of that, just bringing in Edwardsville Arts Center as a whole, what does a competition or just an event like Artini mean for Edwardsville Arts Center? I'm sure it adds to a lot of the PR and just awareness of the amazing work you all do. Oh, I think you're muted. There we go. Now I can hear you. Sorry about that, Carolyn. But is that kind of the thought that you have? Because for something like this, where the public's really paying attention to it, it's such a unique and creative event. It's got to help with the longstanding programming you all do at Edwardsville Arts Center.
Yeah, for sure. And, in one way, it's a fundraiser. So, it's raising funds for our programming. But in another way, like you were saying, it raises publicity for the EAC and just visibility for what we're doing. A really fun, unique event, which is, creativity is what we're all about. So we're really grateful that Colette has planned such a unique and creative event for people to enjoy and participate in. And, hopefully continue being a part of the EAC as we continue on.
Absolutely. And Colette, getting back to you, did you come up with the idea of this event?
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
How did you come up with this? Because I've seen there's an individual on Facebook, a tipsy bartender that I watch all the time that has these unique creative drinks. Was there something you saw or just an idea you had?
It was something that I saw online. Some other art centers around the country have done it, and I just thought it was a really creative way of tying together art and cocktails. And everybody loves a good cocktail, so I just really hoped that it would go over well, and it has.
And then Colette, on top of that, being on the board for Edwardsville Arts Center, what are some of the days are some of the day-to-days that the board members try to uphold and try to lead the rest of the center with? Are there any objectives that you guys try to tackle each and every week, or how does the board operate with Edwardsville Arts Center?
We're a working board, so we're all really contributing to the programming, but I would say mostly fundraising events, and just, trying to support all of the needs of the Arts Center.
Really cool. And Carolyn, getting back to the Arts Center as a whole, take me through what some of those funds are going towards, because you have some really unique programs that are really creative and really bring the best out of everyone. Take me through what these funds go towards.
Yeah, we do as many, free events that we can. Every Saturday, we host free art classes for kids, and we've been doing that for almost 10 years now. So events like these help to fundraise for our, free weekly Saturday classes for kids. We do outreach events at community, gatherings, like Route 66, Criterium. We host the Edwardsville Art Fair, and that's our biggest event that we plan.
That's
each
a
year.
shaboozy.
Yeah, it is. And so it was really fun to have Artini at the art fair last year. But they're both big events to plan, so it'll be kind of nice to have two, a spring event and a fall event going on this year. But yeah, it'll help to, support those kinds of things. The events that we put on for the community are exhibitions, which are free and open to the public, all of that.
Really cool. And I got to ask more about the judging process or how we determine the winner on Artini. Is I'm sure there's some guidelines to follow. Who makes that choice on who gets to win?
The attendees do.
Cool.
So everyone will be given a ticket and they'll use that to vote for their favorite. This year we'll have the best Artini as the grand prize. We will have best presentation. So just, not necessarily thinking about the taste, but just how they were inspired by that work of art and how beautiful the drink is. And then we'll also have a Mayor's Choice Award where we'll have the mayor of Edwardsville come in and do the sampling and give his favorite as well.
You segued it in perfectly because the next step was how are we able to consume all of the great cocktails that we're going to be experiencing? Is it kind of like a wine tasting where you get a little bit of it to try, or do you get the full kit and caboodle?
So each restaurant has a table set up where they'll give a 3 to 4 ounce sample of their drink, and they'll also have their appetizers there as well. So yeah, you just kind of take your time and work through the cocktails and eat some food and have fun.
That sounds like a pretty. I don't think there's too many complaints on that type of an event, huh?
No.
Well, and what I think's really cool is the fact too. Just following up on that is the fact you get public officials in like the mayor of Edwardsville to really be a part of it too, and that's got to help the Edwardsville Arts Center as well. To have these folks that are willing to come and be a part of these fun events and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, the community has really been great in helping us. Wonderful to have the mayor involved. He's been a big champion of the Edwardsville Arts Center. And also all of the restaurants that, are taking their time to put on this event and staff it and the time that it takes to come up with these great cocktails. So we're just very, very appreciative to them. And if you don't mind, I'll tell you who the restaurants are.
Oh, please do.
Okay, so we've got 1818 Chop House, Brick and Bramble, Blue Violet, Cleveland Heath, Edley's Barbecue, Foundry Public House, Musali's Prime, who, I said was the winner last year. They're the defending champion.
They're coming back for a repeater.
Yes. Yeah. And everything they do is incredible. So
yes, it is.
It'll be exciting to see what they have this year. And then Peel Wood-Fired Pizza.
And how are the restaurants chosen? Do you reach out to them or do they reach out and say, we want to be a part of this? I'm sure now after the first one, you probably got, some calls going, how do we be a part of this?
Yeah. So the first year I just reached out to some of my favorite restaurants in the area and was kind of feeling them out if they thought that this was a viable option and something they'd be interested in. And luckily, everyone I contacted, they were interested. So we had 6 last year, and then this year we added 2 additional ones. And
really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. And then, Carolyn, getting back to your time at the Edwardsville Arts Center, how long have you been the program director?
I've been in this particular position for, I guess, about a year now, but I've been working here for almost 10 years.
Wow.
And, the position has just kind of changed. I started out as gallery manager and then education coordinator and now program director.
Well, and what makes the Edwardsville Arts Center so special? Because, with these great fundraising events to keep, programming going, to keep all of those really great events going, take me through your time there and what really makes it such a special place.
Well, we do a lot of different things. We try to offer art opportunities to kids and adults in as many ways as possible. So, we have our exhibitions program. We currently have a gallery, and we also host satellite gallery exhibits in, community restaurants, banks, libraries. So we do exhibitions. One of our biggest programs is our art classes that we host for people of all ages to come and take with us: ceramics, drawing, painting, printmaking. And that program has really grown over the last few years. I think it's, a really great way to get people experienced in things that they want to learn, and a great way to get involved in the arts and learn more. So we're really excited about that program and how much it's grown, how much interest there's been in it. And then, the events that we run, the art fair, outreach events, like I mentioned, that we do at, things like Criterium and other community events. So that's our goal, is just to reach out and give art to as many people as want to participate it.
Well, and every time I see something about Edwardsville Arts Center, you can tell everyone involved really loves being there, and just the passion that you all have, from board members down to staff directors. And I think that's what, really keeps that momentum going and keeps it growing. Sure. But with that being said, I got to ask, because now we got to get people to buy tickets to Artini, correct? Are tickets for sale? Okay, good. I just didn't want to throw that out there. How can we get our hands on some of these tickets? Because I'm telling you what, this is a great event for friends, family, people of whether or not you're going with your mom, dad, or you're going with your best friend. You can do it with anybody.
Yeah. So it's on March 2nd. So we've had tickets for sale for probably about a week. We do still have some left. Tickets are $85, and that's going to include 8 of the cocktail samples, appetizers, dessert, and a commemorative Artini cocktail glass.
Oh, nice.
We'll also have a silent auction as part of it. We're also going to be doing a liquor pull.
What's the liquor pull? I'm curious.
So we've had distilleries or stores donate bottles of liquor. Most of them are bourbon, but we've got some vodka and tequila as well. And for $40, you win no matter what. So everybody goes home with a bottle. There are some bottles that are worth almost $200, but we'll kind of be in a deal or no deal style. So you'll be blindly picking the bottle. And so most of the bottles are worth quite a bit of money, but there are a couple that, aren't as exciting. But we did that the first year, and it was a lot of fun. Just people really, really enjoyed it. So. And
then one last follow-up. Is there any sponsors that we would like to thank for helping put this on? I didn't know if you guys do that on your own, or if there's a sponsor opportunity for folks that maybe want to support this too.
Yeah. So, again, big thank you to the restaurants. Big thank you to our presenting sponsor, Witness Distillery. All of the drinks will be made from Witness Distillery, and we're just very appreciative of their help in this. Tara Riggs, who is a realtor with RE/MAX, and she's a wonderful person. She's a large sponsor of ours. Platinum Transportation and Funtime Limo, they are also big sponsors as well.
I always just like to make sure we shout them out, because it's great to know that so many people really do support this. And Carolyn, you aren't off the hook yet, because there's so many great things that are happening at Edwardsville Arts Center. What's the best way for the folks down here in this portion of Madison County and throughout the Riverbend region? What's the best way for them to get the most up-to-date information?
Our Facebook page and our Instagram pages are always posting, upcoming events and classes and exhibitions. So that's probably the quickest way to get, what is happening right now. But we also have a website, Edwardsvilleartscenter.com, where we, post all of the opportunities to buy tickets, sign up for classes, come to events.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for your time today. I know that it was a little bit of a rocky start, because I've never had 2 on a Zoom before, but we got through it very well. And I hope that any tickets remaining get sold today for Artini, which is on March the 2nd. Oh, yep, I got it.
It's from 6 to 10, and it's at the Ink House in Edwardsville.
A great venue for a great organization and a great event. Both of you, thank you so much for your time. And anytime you want to come back on, you're more than welcome, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. We'll take a quick pause here. Our daily show on the 2nd day of February. We'll come back right after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. Without showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They'd be your partner, they'd be your partner, and you're so vain. You probably think this song is about you. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you, don't you?
Oh, welcome back, 1032. Our daily show continues. We're going to be talking to Jody here from the Hope Clinic for their upcoming fundraiser. I'm excited for this. Two back-to-back Zooms, you know? We don't really get those too often, and I'm excited to keep doing them. You know, there's always a bunch of great stuff that's coming down the pipeline, and you can always stay up to date at RiverBender.com /events, and that way you can find all of the events that are coming down the pipeline. But this is all about Hope Glow Bingo, Play with Purpose, a really great fundraising opportunity for Hope. And one of these events that I really hope that you can attend, we're going to be talking to Jody about Hope and just about this event overall here in a couple of minutes' time. But while I have you, let me fill you in on Lisa Webb at 3rd Street Realty. She is truly the best at what she does. Whether you're buying, selling, or if life hits you and you got to foreclose, the team at 3rd Street Realty, that woman-owned but family-operated realty group, going to be with you every step of the way. The biggest testament for real is how she handled me. You know, I'm a 23-year-old, 24-year-old kid at the time. Now I'm 25, but at the time, 24. And I thought, you know, let's look and maybe see if I can find a house. I didn't know anything about programs, grants, anything that was going on, but I knew that it could be a possibility if someone was willing to work with me. And Lisa Webb was. She brought me into her office. I had to go there first, and we sat for about an hour, talked about what I wanted. I found a house, and she goes, well, let's look at it. And within a month, I closed with less than $500 down. And I say that because think about that number. That's not even rent. If that was a rent check, I'd be living in a shed with a broken window. That's why there's benefits to owning a home. You're going to save so much money. If you're going to plant your roots here anyway, you might as well stay for a while and get some equity while you do it. She's the best with first-time home buyers. And what I like is she helps you no matter who you are. That's the person Lisa Webb is, whether or not it's in real estate or what she does in her community. And you can find out more information, especially, too, if you want to flip a house, or if you have, you know, wanting to get some investment properties going, there's a ton of opportunity on our website for that, plus some beautiful houses and properties for folks ready to move into. 3rdstrealty.com. That's 3rdstrealty.com, and start your journey with Lisa Webb today. You know, I'm really excited to talk to Jody here in a couple of seconds, but there's always so much fun going on here at RiverBender.com, and we keep adding tools to the components here. And, you know, whether or not it's, it's kind of funny. I started chuckling the other day because a bunch of people are starting to use AI, and it's so obvious. Like, it's not even funny. It's that obvious. Don't take the emojis out. You know, no, you don't ever post like that. The whole point of AI is to make sure that it still sounds like you did it. You know, that's kind of the point. You can't just start throwing a bunch of junk out there. So it's really cool to... Oh, It's really cool to see all that. Actually, let's take a quick break because my phone's ringing. I don't think Zoom's going to be a possibility. We're going to be joined by by phone for Hope Clinic. We'll take a quick pause and come back after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry. Talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit Falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Wait, hey, 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 Mr. Postman. Hey, Mr. Postman, you can see. Oh, yeah. Please, Mr. Postman.
Sorry about that, Jody. Our daily show continues at 10:39. You know, I kept telling people, I'm like, well, Jody's going to join us from Zoom, and, you know, we'll just kind of wait and see. And then I realized, you know, like you said, where's the Zoom link? Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay.
Well,
no worries. We're here now.
And that's what matters. You know, fill me in on this, on your Hope Glow Bingo fundraising event. This is really cool. I love the title of it, Play with Purpose, because we really are in this. We're going to help so many people if we can come out and support Hope at this Glow Bingo fundraiser, correct?
Absolutely, yes. It's going to be February 22nd. We had it last year too. You know, we started to have it right before COVID, and just like everything else, you know, kind of took a back seat for a little bit, but we're bringing it back. We had a really great turnout last year. It's at the Moose Lodge in Edwardsville. Like I said, February 22nd, doors open, I believe at 5 or 6. We've got our information on our website and on our social media. You can get tickets, individual tickets, or you can buy for your whole table of friends to come. And it's going to be a great time. I went for the first time last year. I hadn't ever experienced a Glow Bingo before, but I'm very excited to go back this year. It's a ton of fun.
Well, from what I heard, this isn't your grandma's bingo, huh? So take me through this. There's over $1,000 in prizes too.
Yes, yeah. So, you know, it's like you're playing bingo. So if you've ever played bingo, you're aware. But all the lights are out. It's you have like a dauber that has like some black light ink in it. You get fun hats to wear. We encourage you to wear other things that would look really cool under a black light. You like some fun neon colors, or And then, you play your rounds of bingos, they call a number. And then in between each round too, you have other options to win some prizes. And then of course you can win the rounds of bingo, you can win the whole evening. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
And now for the table tickets for the full table, how much are those?
They are, I'll have to look real quick. Sorry, I should have had that pulled up. I believe it's $25 a person. And then for a table, you're looking at, I can't find it right now, but
That's okay.
all that info is on our social media, but it is $25 a ticket. And then you do get a discount for having a table as well.
Awesome. Well, and the reason I say that is because this is really an event I encourage people to go to, because I know, just with the proceeds going towards everything you do at Hope, take me through some of those, because the impact that you all make, and not just in this area, but throughout, multiple states from what it looks like on the website too, there's a bunch of great work being done each and every day.
Absolutely. It's the Hope itself has been around since 1957. We are headquartered in Springfield, Illinois, but in the past few years, we've really been expanding quite a bit. We are across 6 different states, like you said. Our autism clinics are what are growing the fastest, because there is such a need for services for children with autism and other developmental disabilities. We have a school now in Edwardsville too, and we've actually just opened up the high school portion of that as well. So we're very excited to be adding more services in that area, along with our clinics. And, just really trying to get out there in the community more and fulfill that need that we see out there. It's interesting because every time we go to a new location, we immediately have a wait list. We immediately have people who need our services and who are just so great to welcome us into the communities as well, and to be a part of our mission. So we're very excited to be expanding more in that area and to really just get our name out into the community.
Well, and too, just hearing that, portion where you said that, you open up the doors and there's a wait list. To me, I mean, that shows a huge need. And I'm sure there's folks that call you all the time going, hey, when are you going to come over to our area? When are you going to come over to, to state, number 7? Do you guys get that quite a bit for the resources you do provide?
We do actually. And, we have a lot of different programs under the Hope umbrella. And a lot of those programs also try to provide resources. If we can't do it, we try to get you in touch with somebody who can help you. But it's amazing that we get messages all the time, and they ask, like, when are you going to come over here? When are you going to open up a clinic here? And the truth is we would, and we're trying to as quickly as we can. But being a nonprofit, it's difficult to really have the funds to expand as quickly as we need to. But that's kind of where some of these fundraising events that we have come into play. It helps us to further our mission more and to, fulfill the needs in the communities that we serve.
Well, absolutely. And, on top of that, I'm sure, with the great staff that you have and all the wonderful employees, and I'm sure there's a volunteer aspect to Hope as well, as there. Oh, good. I made a big guess there. Normally, I burn myself there, Jody. I'm glad I got that right.
No, there is. You're right.
But there's so many people that work so very hard each and every day. And I'm sure this event for you guys that work and internally, it's a good night to let the hair down and just enjoy all the work that you have been able to achieve.
Absolutely. And, I always tell everyone, or I'm sure people get tired of hearing about it, but I mean, I love my job so much because, yes, we work very hard. Yes, there's hard days, but it's so easy to see the impact that we have and the impact of our mission on those that we serve. But we also have a lot of fun because where else do you get to go and play Glow Bingo with your with your coworkers and have fun and meet all of the people in the community that we help to serve? To me, there's just nothing better than that.
Absolutely. And for the folks that are just tuning in at 10:45, we are talking all things Hope Glow Bingo Play with Purpose Thursday, February the 22nd. Doors at 5 p.m. Bingo starts at 6. But where, CJ? Good question. the Moose Lodge at 1561. I always get that wrong. It's 7371 Marine Road in Edwardsville. And what I think's great about this, because sometimes when I see a fundraiser, I want to go, but then I get nervous because I go, uh-oh, that means a $400 ticket's getting ready to be floated my way. But you made this really affordable for families of any income level to really come and just enjoy, that night out.
Yeah, and the thing about what we do too, being a nonprofit, obviously, yes, we need to fundraise, but we have other events for really raising those larger, the larger values. We understand that a lot of the families that we serve and a lot of the individuals that we serve are just like you and I, right? Like, they're not millionaires.
Right.
So I'm assuming you're not a millionaire.
No,
CJ.
no, I'm a local talk show host.
I didn't want to assume.
Someone thought I was.
But I think that's a big part of our mission too, is being as inclusive as possible. And we're not here to just only talk to people who have deep pockets. We also know that a lot of the support we get is from just everyday people like you and I in the community who really feel that our mission is important. And a lot of those times that's the families that we serve, and their friends and their families and their community members who know the children we serve and know how important it is to get the access to the therapies that we provide. And they're some of the most giving people I've ever seen in my life. And it's amazing. It's amazing the amount that they can give to us and the support that they can give us.
Absolutely. And, just getting back to this, I want to go through tickets again, because this includes 6 bingo cards for 10 games. Now, are there any additional games after 10? Is there an option to keep the night going, or is 10 the max?
We'll add in a couple of other rounds of things. Like we'll do some mulligans, we'll do some other fun raffles and giveaways throughout the night too. So there will be ample opportunity to win prizes.
Now, how competitive does this get, Jody?
I went for the first time last year. It was more competitive than I thought it was going to be.
Right. Well, the only time
Everyone still had a great time, but it got pretty competitive.
Well, I love it because it makes the night fun. And it's different, too, being in a globe bingo than a regular bingo hall, because I was there one time and, man, I thought I wasn't going to make it out, Jody. I'm just going to be honest with you. But, to do something like this where it's so fun, it's high energy, where you're moving constantly, dancing around, music's playing. Who provides the globe bingo shaboozies? Is there somebody that you bring in that does that?
Yes, we have a company that we work with who comes in. They do the entire globe bingo for us, and they actually make it super easy on us that we don't need to do a lot of the heavy lifting, because they know what they're doing. They're the professionals, and they are so great that the truth is they do this a lot for other groups too. I don't know how they have the energy for it, because after one night, I need to take a rest for the next day.
Yeah, no kidding. That's what I was thinking too. And, take me through, so that first experience, is there music just playing throughout, like a party vibe too, while you're listening for the bingo numbers being called out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
So like we dim the lights, the glow lights come on, and the people who are calling the numbers and leading the bingo game, they're super high energy. There's lots of fun music being played. It almost feels like you're at a club or something.
That's what I was going to ask, where it's kind of that vibe. Well, on top of that too, I did see a note, 18 years or older for this event, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because it is gambling. So we need to make sure we're abiding by all of the rules and regulations.
I didn't even think about that. It's always good to ask, because I didn't even think about you're winning money and there are some legalities there. Separate from the event, I want to ask you about your time at Hope, because I always like to get a sense of, the feeling that you have working for the organization. It seems just talking to you that you truly love what you're doing and that you can see the impact. But from the day-to-day life, what's it like being Jody at Hope? Is there a lot of fulfillment in this?
Oh, absolutely. I started in the corporate world before I came here. I've been at Hope for about 7 years. And my area is communications and marketing and development and fundraising, and that is really well suited to my personality. But I kind of came to Hope just to gain some experience and to see what other things I could get into. And I'm still here 7, almost 8 years later because of the mission. And I work with some of the very best people that I've ever met in my life. I've been able to meet all of the families and the parents that we serve, and I can't think of a better place to be. Just the people that I work with, the people that we serve. It's an amazing feeling every day when I come to work. And again, I'm sure people get tired of me saying this stuff, but it's really true.
Well, and it's just a huge testament because, when you have the 7 years alone, I mean, in this growing climate of changing, it seems like job changes happen every couple of years now. To be there for the long haul shows the commitment Hope has for its mission too. And just getting back to the 22nd of February, which is a Thursday night, doors open at 5 and the bingo starts at 6. My screen turned off, so I'm kind of doing this from memory. That's good.
Yes. Doors open at 5, games begin at 6. Yes.
And tickets are $25 in advance, correct?
In advance, $30 at the door.
And are you expecting them to be sold out beforehand, or are there going to be? Is there enough space so we can get walk-ins?
We were getting pretty full last year, but the nice thing about the Moose Lodge is that they've got some space to expand into. So,
cool.
If we could sell out tickets in advance, it'd be great. But I think we'll still be welcoming people at the door, and we'll find some room for you if it gets a little too full.
That's awesome. Well, Jody, is there anything else that I'm forgetting about this event that you'd like to fill me in on?
I think we've touched on most of it, but it's just want to reiterate, it's such a great time. It's so much fun. It's a Thursday night. We'll still get you out in time to go to work the next day.
Good point. Good point.
I mean, I'm past that time in my life. I need to go to the work the next day too. So you might be a little tired, but you'll mostly be feeling really great because you helped a good cause and you had a lot of fun while doing it.
And Jody, if someone can't make it and they want to still support Hope, is there a way that we can pass some information along to donate or support your mission?
Absolutely. So, you can always visit our website. We have donation buttons on there. We're also selling sponsorships right now. So you could sponsor this event. You can sponsor our other events. We will have that information on our website and on Facebook as well. In addition to that, we've got a lot of other ways to either volunteer or to give back. And all of that is on our website. You can go to the hope.us and it's under Hope Foundation.
Thank you, Jody, so much for your time today. I hope that Glow Bingo goes well and that, you get some bingo winners on a Thursday night and it fills up. And if there's anything else I can do to get the word out on anything Hope does, you know that you're always welcome on this platform.
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
No problem. 10:53, that's the time as we are wrapping up this Friday morning. We'll take a quick pause, and then the week that was is over at 11 o'clock, but we still got to get there, and we'll do it next.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate.
All right, it's 10:56. So, welcome back, Daily Show on a Friday.
So many times.
I was going to do the All-Star Award today, but we just ran out of time. We had a lot of great conversations today, and, I like that you tune in. With that being said, the one All-Star goes out to the individual in Edwardsville. I have never seen this happen. In a situation that doesn't happen very often, a vehicle ended up stuck in the concrete. Around 1:49 p.m. Thursday, February 1st at Illinois 159 and Troy Road in Edwardsville. This is great. Edwardsville Police Chief Mike Philbick said road construction was going on in the area, and at this point, he doesn't know the exact cause of the accident. The driver drove through some cones and off the shoulder of the road into some freshly poured concrete. Freshly poured. If I'm a worker and I saw that happen, I'd be on the local news. There were no injuries. We don't know the exact extent of the damages to the car, but a tow truck pulled it out. The construction company at the scene is addressing the situation after tracks were left in the concrete, and I hope that they're able to fix it and not have to tear it out. But there's our All-Star today. What about this? We've all had bad days that turn good. Have we? Well, a man in Maryland has. A lousy day led to him buying a Powerball ticket to boost his mood, and now it boosted his income. The Frederick man won $100,000 and told Maryland officials he stopped at the Royal Farms on English Muffin Way. Okay, that's not a real... Rename English Muffin Way, please, and Frederick to cheer himself up after a day of work for the United States Post Office. The man bought a ticket with 2 sets of quick pick numbers with power play for the 22nd drawing and checked the results online the day after. That's my ticket, I said to myself, except for one number. If it was a good day, you would have gotten them all. The player spent several minutes trying to analyze the results. And, well, he's $100,000 richer. Before we end the show today, something I think is really cool in California. The oldest living person in the United States is due to be celebrated by a parade marking her 116th birthday. Oh, yeah. Edie Ricano Keenan Sorelli, who celebrates, say that one 4 times fast, who celebrates her 116th birthday on Monday, will be celebrated Sunday by a drive-by parade at Holy Spirit Residential Care Home in Willits. Sorelli, born in 1908, is the oldest living person in the United States and is the second oldest living person in the world. Her birthday since the age of 100 were celebrated with large town-wide parties until 2001, when the annual celebration was turned into a drive-by parade due to the COVID-19 pandemic. I just think that is such a cool way to end the show. So how about that? For 16 years before the pandemic, or 15 or 14, they did a huge town-wide celebration, and now they keep it going. There's some positive news to get your weekend going. It's 11 o'clock in downtown Alton, and I'll see you back here on Monday live at 9 for more of our daily show. So on that note, enjoy your weekend, stay safe, but most importantly, call an Uber and try your best to stay out of jail.